All right, it's me. Let's see if this thing is working. It's me, it's Mike Messier, and here I am outside the YMCA, rainy day in New England, summer of 2017, the summer that never started and never ends. And what am I going to talk about? Make your bookings. I guess there was some travel problems in the country with a lot of top pro wrestlers last night. I hate when people say this weekend, because I was about to say this weekend. What the fuck does that mean? That's so vague. That could mean any time from like Thursday at 2 o'clock to Monday morning. So last goddamn Friday night, Friday night, and I hate the turn of the week thing, when you say like next Sunday or this Saturday. Last night, Friday night, August 4th, to be fucking exact, in the year of our Lord 2017, apparently a bunch of wrestlers are missing a bunch of pro wrestling shows. And it's just a flippant, who gives a fuck attitude about it, doesn't matter. And obviously if there's 50 fans, as being reported on Twitter by a wrestling fan, that were in, I guess, Long Island or Staten Island to see Friday night's wrestling show for Global Force Wrestling, if there's 50 fans in the audience, then you need to do something about it. And there's two trains of thought, and this is just theater, from the world of theater. Either you go out, you bust your ass, all hands on deck, show these 50 fucking fans, Ricky Steamboat, 1993 Hollywood Blonde, show those 50 fans the match of a lifetime, or go out and half-ass it. And if the talent doesn't show up because they have travel problems, just tweet a picture of you and your girlfriend, wrestler, lady friend, drinking and smiling and saying, we'll see you next time. Well, you choose, because the wrestling business is in constant turmoil, but if you follow the reports or the fucking YouTube videos with all the usual suspects, your Alvarez's, your Meltzers, your Cornettes, or whoever the fuck, you hear all the time that this WWE Network thing is not particularly working. It started strong and had a good point, and they probably just fucked it up. I mean, I saw Stephanie and Triple H doing a thing where they're talking about how they destroyed their own business model with the 12-something pay-per-views a year. And people are losing interest. And if you're a pro wrestler, now is not the time to be casual about your bookings, or to say, oh, this is just a crazy travel schedule, I don't want to bust my ass to make a show. Well, maybe you should, because in 5 years, there may not be a goddamn business as we know it. If we want pro wrestling, to be in bars and nightclubs in front of 1,500 You Deserve It fans, and we deserve it, and you are awesome, and please don't go, or whatever the fuck else they want to chant. If you want wrestling to become like a marginal thing, like women's roller derby, or whatever the fuck, sure, continue. Business as usual, make half your bookings, don't take that extra step, don't find the rented car, don't show up to the show 2.5 hours late and wrestle the last match of the night instead of the first match of the night. Whatever you do, don't go the extra fucking mile, wrestlers. Okay? And maybe, the foot has been taken off the goddamn gas pedal. I'm not running the show. I'm not in the show. I'm just a fucking fan at this point, making some comments. But if it's going to be a casual, drinking a margarita, we missed our flight, we can't get to the fucking airport, well, I don't know what to say. Because, what would Ric Flair do? Fans, wrestlers. 1983, Ric Flair, wrestling Harley Race in St. Louis. Bruiser Brody in California somewhere, in L.A. Kerry Von Erich in Texas. Kevin Von Erich in, Houston, whatever the fuck. And do you think Ric Flair missed a bunch of goddamn shows like that? And just casually blasé, I didn't want to bust my ass to get to the venue on time? I don't know. I just don't think so. I think that's what made him Ric Flair. I remember being a goddamn child and making a big fucking deal about seeing Andre the goddamn Giant wrestle a one-on-one match against Magnificent Muraco, okay? And I made a big fucking deal that my mom had to drive me from fucking one end of Rhode Island to the goddamn scumbag city of Providence, Rhode Island, to see a fucking Andre the Giant match. And guess what happened? Before the show starts, I think it was Mel Phillips of all people, said, Andre the Giant has had travel problems. He will not be here. You can ask for a refund if you want, but we have a worthy substitute. Guess who that was? for Andre the goddamn Giant. George the Animal Steel. No offense. No fucking offense. But if I'm a little kid and I want to see Andre the Giant, I don't want to see George the Animal Steel. All right? So if you're a wrestler with some merit, some resume, and you're billed second or third match from the top, and you've got to get a crazy-ass travel schedule, maybe lose a few bucks on the deal, talk to the promoter, work something out to make your booking, yeah, maybe you ought to do that. You know? And why do these promoters book guys who have reputations for missing their bookings? And it's like, you know, I can talk about my own situation. It's like with local, and I will, with local actors, it's like people always want to be the director or the promoter or the producer who wrangles the goddamn wild bucking bronco fucking bull. Oh, here's the actor that doesn't show up, or here's the actor that's a pain in the ass. Let's book him. Wrestling business, and that's something about the producer or the promoter of the independent film or whatever. They want to be the one that can show that they can do it, to upend and show off. And I've had that problem. I've booked actors that didn't show up, and then other people who know about the situation want to book that same actor, and they don't show up for them. So everyone looks like a fucking asshole. Now with these wrestlers, it's a different story, and I get it. These wrestlers are always being taken advantage of by the promoters, whether it's the McMahons or whoever the fuck else. But if you're an independent contractor and you've made a handshake deal or a phone call deal or a paper deal, whatever you've done, and they're advertising your name on the fucking marquee, whether you're the first match or the last match, get to the goddamn show. Yeah, it can be hard, and I'm not saying that it's not, obviously it is, but just the blasé attitude. You know, people are saying 50 fans last night, and that's not a good sign for global wrestling. 50 fucking fans. WWE, no pyro. That's not a good sign. And it's like, well, why not? Well, $30,000 according to Bruce Pritchard. It used to cost to do pyro at night. That's a lot of money. It's a waste of money. But how come after all these years, 25, 30 years, suddenly now you don't need the pyro? But that's because what I'm saying is hard times are upon us. So my point is, make your bookings. Every match counts. Every fan counts. I will pay respect, somewhat, I guess, to this Braxton Sutter, for liking my goddamn statement and not being offended by it or understanding the point. But for a young guy like that, he looks like he's in the prime of his life, 25, 26, attractive girlfriend, wrestler, partner, whatever the fuck. Yeah, drink your goddamn margaritas, but get to the show. It's not that hard. I mean, I don't know what to say. And for these promotions, maybe there needs to be better organization from a managerial level. If you have 20, 30 wrestlers booked on a show, then maybe you ought to have a booking office that can arrange these goddamn things. I don't know if it's a problem with the Trump presidency and travel situations, if passports or the fucking industry of airline travel has been affected, but I don't think they're out to get wrestlers, as far as I know. So why don't these goddamn wrestlers talk to the booking offices? The booking offices have some secretaries or some assistants, arrange the wrestlers' travel, and everybody can make their fucking appointed schedule for their promotion like that. For these independent guys on the independent scene, I don't know what to tell you. I haven't done it, so I'm not speaking from experience. I'm speaking as a fucking fan. I go to see Andre the Giant, I want to see Andre the Giant. I don't want to see George Steele ripping up a turnbuckle. And if you're wondering, that was a long fucking time ago, and I'm still talking about it. So these wrestlers who think, well, I want to be a wrestler, I want to be famous, I want to be in a ring, and I want lots of fans, well then, guess what? Live up to that obligation and show up to the fucking show and wrestle. If that's beyond you, or if you have lost your interest, or you think that Brock Lesnar is some type of role model, the steroid-induced Brock Lesnar is some type of role model for what a wrestler is supposed to do, a part-time schedule with a full-time salary, then I don't know what to tell you. And it comes down to this. Vince McMahon, running the show, 70 years old, out of touch with the fans, doesn't know what the fuck what they want, giving them a shitty product, let's be honest. No one really wants Jinder Mahal to be champion. Well, he's got 1 billion fans in India. Well, how many fucking T-shirts are these Indian people buying of Jinder Mahal? Are they buying tons of Jinder Mahal T-shirts in India? Maybe they are. But I don't think they are. No one's proving that to me. Do they have Jinder Mahal beanie buddies or fucking buddies in fucking India with little Indian kids trying to eat food and they're playing with a Jinder Mahal doll. I don't think they are. Maybe I'm wrong. Maybe I haven't gotten the tweet yet. So that's it. MikeMessier.com. If you want to see some art in this goddamn world, watch my films. The Nature of the Flame, everything else I do, Messier Mantra, and so forth. But if you want to go to a ballpark and see see 50 fans in Long Island or see wrestlers who don't show up, then I guess keep on doing what you're doing. That's what you do. Bye. Have a good weekend. Have a good vague weekend or Saturday.